In studio today is Laura Sterling. She's the manager of the Faribo West Mall. We're going to talk about the Faribo Youth Center today. Some of you folks may not have even known that there is a Faribo Youth Center, so that's one of the reasons why we wanted to visit with Laura about that. Thanks for joining us today, Laura.
Well, thanks for having me.
I certainly appreciate it very, very much. So let's get a little of your background. How long have you been the mall manager?
Little over 1 year. Yep, I'm the promotion manager, and then I also have a second job. I'm the event coordinator out at the mall.
How has that gone?
I love it. The mall's on a comeback. We filled like 7 stores in the last year.
Cool.
And so, yeah, it's fun. It's challenging. I like it.
So you hear that, folks? If you haven't been to the mall lately, they have 7 new stores.
Yep. Yep. And there's people looking all the time to come out there, so it's we're pretty excited about everything that's happening and the growth.
How many stores are in the mall?
We have, well, like Mojo to Go counts too, so we have 27 stores right now.
Okay. Can't remember how many there were when I moved here in 1987, but that place was hopping.
Right. Yep. And then things happen with the economy. It's no different than anything else, and businesses go through hard times and have to close. And I mean,
Yep.
we lose a lot of, even big companies are, went under and suffered. And but I just think with all the new stores that are coming out, it's really a positive sign about that things are getting better for people.
Sure. Are there some specific stores that you'd like to see in the mall? I mean, is there a need for these stores? I'm sure you've done some marketing surveys.
Right. And we're always doing research on stuff. And the thing that people don't realize, like people are always saying, hey, we need this or we need that. And one of the things is that it actually takes years to get big corporations to come in. I mean, there's 200-page contracts and and a lot of those companies do their research on what the population is and how much money is spent in certain areas. And so like our last store that came in was Shoe Sensation. And they're actually in 18 different states, and there's actually 4 different stores in Minnesota here, and they are doing really well.
Well, that's good.
And probably one thing that people don't know is like even Maurice's I went and did some research, and those guys were one of the stores that were in when the mall opened,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they were there when I got here in 1987. They were doing a very good business.
Yep. Yep. And there was talk about it when Norfield opened, how it would affect them and stuff, and it really didn't. People kind of checked out Norfield to see what it was about, but Maurice's hits their numbers and their sales, and yeah, it didn't really affect them.
Yeah, well, very comfortable there in the Faribo West Mall, especially in the winter like this.
Yep.
Far can you go to how many different stores? 27?
27. I know that's one of the issues. Like people always had, people always say, I wish there was every store had the mall entrance, because a lot of them, like PetSmart and Joann Fabrics and the Dollar Tree, they don't have entrance stores into the mall. But that's it would cost those stores extra money for security. I mean, shoplifting is a huge thing, and so some of them actually won't come to the mall if they have to have an entrance into the mall because of that.
Oh.
Yep.
I'll be darned. See, you learn something every day on this show. We're here to talk about the Youth Center, which opened in June, right?
Yep, June 13th.
Hope that wasn't a Friday.
I had no idea.
Anyway, June 13th, the Youth Center opened. It's going very well. I saw on the Facebook, you were saying a different number than what I saw on Facebook. So
yep.
How many people have been?
Yesterday I ran the numbers, and since we opened on June 13th, so it's been a little over 6 months, we had 1,552, which is impressive.
Yes.
I mean, that's a lot of kids that are getting use out of it.
Well, there are a lot of things to do there, and a lot of things are there. We're going to talk about those specific things and the hours and how you can volunteer, right? That's the number one thing. You need
definitely.
volunteers.
Yep.
Just a couple hour time frame?
Yep. Yep.
Basically, you just make sure that nobody gets in a fight and stuff like that.
Yep. We've never actually. That's one of the things. Like people always ask me when they're volunteering about if that happens. And we've never had any issues.
Okay. Faribo West Mall manager Laura Sterling is in studio today. We're talking primarily about the Faribo Youth Center. We did touch on the mall a bit early in the segment. For those who haven't been to the Faribo West Mall lately, 7 new stores in the last year. That's great news.
Yep, we're pretty excited
Fantastic
about it.
news. So, talking about the youth center now, we're going to dive into that if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What are the hours?
We are 7 days a week. We do Monday through Friday from 4 to 8. And then Saturday we do 10 to 5 and Sunday 12 to 5.
10 to 5 on Saturday.
Yep.
Noon to 5 on Sunday.
Yep.
That way, you can go to church.
Yep. Well, we just stick with the mall hours.
Oh, those are the mall hours.
Yep. On the weekends.
Okay.
Yep. And we don't switch the hours up if, like, for example, like, if there's no school on Friday, we just stick with our 4 to 8 to be consistent.
I did see where a young lady put a posting up on Facebook on how much she loves being able to have her kids go to the youth center while she's shopping so that the kids don't bother her.
Yep, we see that a lot. And the kids don't want to get dragged through the stores neither, so they probably love it as much as she does.
Well, of course, they go play,
Right.
Is it expensive? I mean,
no, it's free.
Everything's free?
Everything is free for the kids to do. We do ages 8 to 18, and we have 2 pool tables, 2 foosball tables, 2 air hockey tables, a ping pong table. We have 2 couches set up for DVDs. We
I
have
saw some darts there.
Yep, darts, PS2, a Wii, a new Atari. There's board games, there's card games, there's playing cards, there's arts and crafts stuff. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
And they
everything that we
probably all
have.
bring their phones and can play games on those too.
They don't spend their time on their phones usually when they're in there. They're
Seriously?
pretty active. Yep.
Well, that's good.
Most of the adults that walk by want to come in and play things.
You don't let them?
We do we don't care. We have a lot of families that come in and do things together. And that's one of the big things about our volunteers is that our volunteers don't have to choose between their family time or volunteering. They come in together as a family, and it's 4 quality hours if they do the 4 to 8 that they get to spend with their kids, and that's pretty important.
Yeah, most definitely. Huh, I'll be darned. Quite a variety then.
Yep. Ping pong's pretty our popular thing right now. They have it going in the gym and stuff at school, so they're pretty. We get a group that comes in quite a bit to play the ping pong.
Yeah, you were saying they have some pretty competitive games too.
They are fun to watch. Yeah, on Sunday there was 2 kids that came in that were they stand 5 feet back from the table and the arms are just all over the place like something you'd see on TV, and you just sit back and watch and smile, and it's so much fun.
So they have a paddle in each hand or what?
Nope. Just one.
I didn't think you could.
Yep.
Sounds like they belong on the Chinese national. Aren't the Chinese supposed to be really good at ping pong?
Right. Well, it is like watching something like that, almost like the Forrest Gump show where he's got that going. And
Oh, yeah, that movie. Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about that. That was a good one.
Yep.
So how many different items you mentioned? Is there 1 pool table? More
2.
Than 1? 2 pool tables?
Yep.
The foosball table?
2 foosball.
The air hockey?
Yep, 2 air.
And the ping pong table?
Yep.
Do you have any pinball machines?
No. The only thing like electric is like the dartboards, and there's a lot to do in there. And
didn't I see a picture of some clothing or something too?
Well, we've had garage sales. That's the mall donated the space, but we have to pay for the electricity, and then because it is the youth, then we decided it was important to have Wi-Fi. So to pay for those things, we've done like Kona Ice when we first opened, did a fundraiser, and we've done some garage sales, and just to pay for those. And then we do sell like snacks and juice and water and pop in there. That all helps pay for keep the lights on. So
there's another thing to donate to before the end of the year, your taxes. You need some, that's not why you do it, but you can write it off. This is nonprofit, right?
We actually did not have the money to apply for nonprofit.
Isn't that interesting?
Right. It's over $400. And so,
It costs $400 to apply to be a nonprofit.
Yep, and
The irony involved there.
right, and we didn't have the funds, and so we had talked to, when we started, there were some other groups in town that deal with the youth that were gonna like umbrella us, and but they're kind of like trying to fade out over the next year, you know, and so yep, we're just on our own, and it's all, we'll get, sometimes people will come in and just make donations, or everything in the youth center, the pool tables, the air hockey, the Wii, everything has been donated by people in the community.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You have a need for anything else?
Well, we go through a lot of ping pong balls and ping pong paddles. We'd like some nice ones of those. There's always things like the board games. Like, we have a lot of board games, but it just seems that there's some days when they come in and that's what they do, is they play a lot of board games.
Pool cues, pool,
Yep.
chalk.
Yep, all that stuff. There's always things like paper towels and hand sanitizer, things like that that we go through, that could be refilled all the time. And there's just like, even if we have one of the games already there, it doesn't mean we can't have multiple of the games, because you get families that come in, and somebody could be using something at one time. And
I did see on Facebook there where you were struggling to find volunteers early.
Right.
But that's been alleviated a little bit, right?
Right. Well, you know, we started in June, and until November was the first month that we could like have our whole calendar filled and not have to worry about it. So that was just a blessing to us, because otherwise my husband and I were like volunteering like maybe like 4 or 5 times a week.
Sure.
You know, and people said, well, you know, you could just walk away. And it was, at one time, I was getting to the point, I'm like, it's not my youth center.
Right.
You know, I had in May went on social media and said, who wants to be a part of this? Who wants to, who in the community, this is what our plan is, who wants to help? And then, of course, you get this overwhelming response, because I know how things go, and I did not want to be doing it by myself, you know?
Don't blame you.
And so a lot of people said, oh, this is great, we got to do something to help the kids, we got to start doing it. But then those people, you know, didn't come through.
And I did read on your Facebook page there that there were some youth that were volunteering, and that's really cool. You get some high school youth that volunteer to help out.
Yep, and they just recently started doing that, and some teachers are in school are giving them extra credit for coming in and volunteering. And I just think it's going to be a great situation, because then we get to know what the kids today, what they want to be doing, and gets them involved, and lets them have some input onto what's happening and what they'd like to see come out there.
Well, who knows, maybe they'll decide after that kind of interaction and experience they want to be teachers or something.
Yeah, and there's a lot of kids like that are going to religion class they have to volunteer out in the community, and it's just a good opportunity too for those kids to be out socializing and you know, seeing what volunteering is really all about.
So, how do I volunteer if I'd like to do this, and what are my obligations?
Well, it's really simple to volunteer. We just need a first and last name, and we do a security check. Everybody has to pass a security check.
That's good. And
then you just could go to the Faribo Youth Center Facebook page, leave a message on there. We have our email is faribault.youthcenter@gmail.com. People can email us. They can stop by the youth center, leave their information, and then after you pass your security check, which takes very little time, then you just pick the days that you want to volunteer. And we have volunteers that sign up religiously once a month. We have volunteers that sign up once a week. We have people that are there, you know, like 4 times, 5 times out of the month. Then there's us that we do 8 times at least a month, and you know, the days that we have free.
Is it a couple hours shift, or how does that work?
Well, we can do it however. Normally Monday through Friday we always do like 4 to 8, but even like today for people, like we have a lady that works out of town, so she can't make it into town till 6. She's doing the 6 to 8. So then if we have those other people that can do the 4 to 6, that helps. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, because those are the long days, like we break it down from 10 to 1:30 and 1:30 to 5 into 2 different shifts. And Sunday we do from the 12 to 2:30 and 2:30 to 5.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, there's some ladies out there that I know think it's a godsend to have because
Yep.
they're not tugging on their coat. They're kids that can actually go out and do
Right.
some real shopping.
Right, and it's more than that. There's a lot of kids too, you know, a lot of single parent families out there, and people that have to work multiple jobs, and those kids would be home alone, or, you know, so we see that, and but it's more of a thing of where these kids can have a place to go and be kids and do kid things. You know, it's not really where it used to be, where now kids aren't safe in their own front yards.
So then the adult supervisor there just stands behind a counter and
Yep.
sells them
Checks
snacks
out.
and
Well, we check out everything. They don't have to pay for anything, but they check it out.
Sure.
You know, like the Wii obviously is, you know, it's expensive, and so they just hand out the stuff as the kids come back and forth. The kids bring things back in. They take out a foosball, they bring it back, say, "Oh, we're gonna play pool now." And we hand out the pool, and you know, there's not a lot to it, and we don't parent. We're not there to parent. We're just there to supervise, and
well, there's some rules, right?
we do have rules about
Yeah.
like no swearing
No running,
and no
that's
fighting, and you know, respect everybody that's there, and you know, it's just kind of common sense stuff.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
then sometimes the volunteers will do things like restock products and have to vacuum and things like that. But
Did you grow up here, Laura?
I actually grew up out past Cannon City in between Northfield and Faribault.
Did you go to school in Northfield?
Yep. Graduated from there, and then I've lived here for about 32 years.
Did you have a youth center when you were growing up?
No.
They did in my little town. I grew up in Spring Valley. That's down by Rochester, a little town of about. Now, when I was when I was there, it was about 3,000 people.
Okay.
Probably less than that now. And we had a youth center,
Yeah.
and it really was cool to have.
Right.
You know, you
Well,
could hang out with your friends.
and you know, we've had a lot of people, a lot of volunteers and stuff that have came in and said that a youth center changed their life. You know, it's like it was a place for them to be, and that's the thing. Like, people would say, "Oh, these kids are getting in trouble," and I'm like, "No, they're not. These kids are nowadays sitting at home, and that was the whole point of why the youth center started, was because, you know, our son was like playing video games. I'm like, he has a lot of friends. Why is he not out doing things?" And then I started talking to other sports parents and stuff, and they're like, "No, our kids are doing the same thing." And I'm like, these kids aren't getting into trouble. They're just sitting in their rooms playing video games, and we have to step up and start making things happen, giving them an opportunity to have a childhood and be kids. And, you know, everything leaves. The movie theater leaves, you know.
And not spend so much time in front of their video games.
Really, yeah, that's not teaching them how to be social.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely not.
No.
They're not being active then either.
Right. Yeah.
And we do have the childhood obesity is a growing problem. So
Mhm. Yep.
great idea, folks. If you'd like to volunteer, again, you can head out to the Faribo West Mall or go on your Facebook page. I mean, if I come out there in person, I could sign up too, right?
Yep, definitely. Yep.
Is
Yep.
there any one particular? Do I see you or?
You know, all our volunteers know right on the counter there's a piece of paper that people can write their information to volunteer. So anybody can help them with that.
All right. You want to go over those hours again for us?
Yep. Monday through Friday is 4 to 8. Saturday is 10 to 5. And Sunday is 12 to 5.
So I don't know. Did we talked a little bit about what's needed in the Faribo West Mall in
Mhm.
terms of stores.
Yep.
I don't know if we got specific at all. Have there
Oh.
been any specific recommendations of stores that are needed in this community out at the mall? Like a, I don't know, men's clothing store or
That would be nice.
women's, I guess you have women's clothing there.
Yeah, we do.
You have shoe stores there.
We have the shoe store there now. You know, people always want more restaurants.
They do?
Yeah. I don't know why.
I think we got lots of good places to eat here in Faribault.
Yep. I think people want probably some things like, well, they're just so. I hear things about like Victoria's Secret and people said, oh, that'd be nice if that was there. Some of the stores that they have to go all the way to Burnsville to get.
Right.
You know, like those little specialty things, not so much like the bigger things like Target, what Target has or anything else, but some of those smaller stores. Bath and Body Works, people always want a Hallmark. They're always looking for the greeting cards.
Didn't there used to be a Bath and Body Works here in the Faribo
Yep,
as well?
yep. Well,
They
that's
didn't
the thing.
support it then.
People always want things, but they don't support it. And, you know, so, yeah, all those little stores that we've had before, people want things like the music stores, like music, you know, like how we used to have Toontown or whatever it was. That was, but now kids can just get music for free all the time online, you know, download things, and so, yeah. Always ideas, but they don't really stick with it.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you play tunes out there at the Faribo Youth Center too?
We have like a karaoke machine that we can play CDs and stuff. So
there's no jukebox right now.
Nothing like that.
If somebody were to donate one, you wouldn't turn it down.
We don't turn down anything. Yeah, unless it's in bad shape, you know.
Okay.
But
how much room is there in the youth center? Where is it located?
We have over 3,000 square feet. Yeah, we're located directly across from Vision Works and then right next to Shoe Sensation. So we got a pretty nice big spot out there.
So you would have room for some more things if you wanted to put them in there.
Yeah.
You know, if the need was there.
Right.
Another ping pong table or pool table or
yeah.
foosball table.
It's pretty nice right now. I don't know if I'd really want to crowd everything up because
sure.
we have, besides all that stuff, we have like booths, you know, set up and stuff.
Sure,
there's about 6 booths set up. So, and there's a big counter.
You have frozen pizzas or anything?
Nope. We did not want to get into food of any kind and bring the state into having to,
that's right.
do inspections and that would just cause problems. But there are things too, like we hosted the Halloween party, brought at the mall and did the costume contest and had free snacks for the kids and
but that was
games.
Fun.
Yep. So, and somebody had just recently suggested about, you know, like teen dances and things like that, and it's all kind of a work in process, you know. It's things just have to, I mean, like I said, we didn't really get out there and promote like a lot because we, at the time, for the first 4 months, we struggled to get volunteers, and so you don't want to go out and promote it when you don't have everything worked out.
Yep, you didn't want to be overwhelmed and not have the ability to handle it.
Right.
That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
So we only have a few minutes left in the show here, Laura. Do we want to summarize the hours of 4 to 8, Monday through Friday?
Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 12 to 5.
Those are the hours.
And it's all free. And it's ages 8 to 18, but we do, like I said, let other ages come in.
See, now my youth center, when I grew up, it wasn't free. You had to put quarters in the pool table.
No, we're free.
Of course, there's only a quarter, which I'm sure it's more than that now.
Right. But that was kind of the thing when my kids were growing up and stuff. We'd have to pay for them. Like, the thing for them to do was they went to the community center, and we'd have to go pay for them to go every single day to go play basketball and stuff. So, yeah, everything is free.
Yeah.
And if people want to make donations or even coming in and buying a beverage from us and stuff, it all helps because it helps keep the lights on. And we do have, like, Faribault Youth Center fruit infusion cups for $5.
So if you have some ping pongs, folks, and you're not using your ping pong table anymore, here's a place where you can donate those.
Yep. We appreciate it. We'll take everything.
And paddles too, you were saying.
Yep.
So
we go through them in the balls all the time. Yep.
If you're not using that anymore, it might be a good idea to donate that to the Faribo Youth Center out of the Faribo West Mall. You see this continuing, right? I mean.
Oh yeah. And I would just love to say that we are so thankful for everything that the community has donated. I mean, they just made it look awesome, and some of the seniors in the community have said they'd like to come in. They want to have us open from like 8 to 11 so that they can come in and meet and do activities and have coffee and donuts, and it's just kind of, there's thoughts out there and a lot of stuff we're working on, but definitely the youth center's pushing ahead, and it's getting better.
When does the mall close at night?
Well, usually like at 8. We're on going into holiday hours now.
Of course.
So like on Saturday and Sunday it's 5, but it should be for holidays now it's open till 6. But normally we are Monday through Friday would be 8 o'clock, and that's why the youth center closed
Sure.
at 8.
So it closes at 8, not during the holidays, during the week. I was just thinking of those youth center dances, because you basically have the whole interior of the mall to have the dance, right?
Well, we
After
could.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was a place that was open that when a youth dance place used to be in there, and that would have been nice, but it just got filled. The Faribault mattress liquidators had just taken that spot.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the folks
Yeah.
at the Faribault West Mall would like to fill it, so.
But I think we're looking forward to, like, we're gonna be being there on a Friday, and we'll just do like a popcorn and a movie night.
You gonna have a New Year's Eve party or anything?
Yeah, I think so. That Friday we'll
Have some
put
fake
some
champagne or something?
sparkling apple cider and but definitely we do that. Bring out the popcorn machine and do movies.
So again, folks, go to the Facebook page or stop out at the Faribault West Mall and volunteer. Thanks, Laura. Appreciate your stopping in.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Giving
And
us
I
some more
appreciate
details about the Faribault Youth Center, which I think a lot of people out there probably aren't even aware exists.
Yeah.
But they do now.
Well,
Thanks.
thank you.
Thanks again, Laura. You have a Merry Christmas.
Thank
You
you.
and your
You too.
family have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We certainly appreciate your stopping by.